Howdy y'all, and welcome back to Cup of Cheer as well as KT's Kitchen Corner. If you have found yourself here because you watched my last short video and wondered what I was baking in the Bake with a Buddy video and how it turned out, well, here's that follow-up for you. I also am going to tell you what I did wrong. So first thing I did wrong was I thought that it was calling for tapioca starch, which I had on hand, but instead they were saying to use tapioca flour, and flour and starch are not the same thing. So I had to figure out a good substitute for that. The only other substitute I could think of that I had on hand was almond flour. More on that in a minute. So then I went and made dairy-free buttermilk, which I had to get instructions on the internet as to how to do, and I did one-to-one, which meant I needed to do 2 cups of almond milk and 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Did not see until almost 15 minutes later that I was supposed to stir that mixture before I let it settle and try and do its little scientific fun. So that's fun. I did that, and it just kept going crazy from there. Eventually, I found out after the fact, or at least while it was in the oven, that I completely did not remember to take out some of the buttermilk because it didn't call for 2 cups. It called for 1 3/4 cups, but I couldn't measure that down, so I did 2, and then I never took out the other amount, and I accidentally put the olive oil in the batter instead of on top of the batter later. Oh yeah, actually I did both. So way too much olive oil, way too much buttermilk, and almond flour instead of tapioca flour. So how did it turn out, you might ask? Well, as my mom said, it's edible with enough jam. It does not look that good. I already cut into it, so sorry for that. But it doesn't look like soda bread. It hopefully doesn't taste like soda bread. It actually tastes a bit like cornbread, if I'm honest. So if you're curious about how to maybe make cornbread substitute because you can't have corn, well, maybe try some almond flour instead of corn flour. It's not a perfect exact taste, but it's pretty similar. And
Taste and texture.
It also has the same kind of taste and texture. So if you're really curious about that and you want to make cornbread that doesn't have corn, and you really want the instructions as to how I accidentally made this, message me in some way, put something in the comments, and I will try to write out all the things I did wrong here to turn this into a not cornbread. I don't know how I did this. I mean, I do. I was tired. Baking while tired is just not a good idea sometimes, especially without a buddy. So ask a buddy. This is the time of year. It's a great reason to have a buddy bake with you. So do that.
And make sure you don't mistake.
Oh yeah. And also check for tablespoon versus teaspoon. They have big and little T's on those for a reason. That was the other mistake I made. I accidentally put a tablespoon in before I realized it was a teaspoon and a half. And just so you know, it's 3 teaspoons to a tablespoon, so we had to take out half of that. That's fun. So this was my adventure in baking, and I hope you've had fun with me. I don't know if I'll be doing any more baking videos this season. I have some that I would like to film, but I don't know how long it'll take me to get them filmed or get them out. So it might be this year, it might be next year. Who knows? Thank you for following along. I hope I've made you giggle and maybe made you curious about baking with substitutions for things like dairy and glutens. And hopefully I didn't scare you away from that, because really it can be a great experience. Check out my KT Kitchen's Corner for more of that, and I think I just put the S in the wrong place when I said that, but you can find it. I have a playlist of all my different recipes and stuff that I have already done videos about. I hope you have fun with that. Thanks for watching. God bless y'all. From me and mine to you and yours, a very Merry Christmas and a cup of good cheer. Happy baking. Bye.